I remember the exact second my life split into a before and an after, and it wasn't some cinematic rain scene. It was me in a greasy parking lot, behind a chain steakhouse, staring at my ex, leaning on my busted Corolla, blocking my way out, while my heart tried to kick through my ribs. 3 months of hiding, new number, new apartment restraining order, folded in my wallet like a useless coupon. And there he was, smirking, like he still had the receipt on me. 10 minutes later, I'd be in the lap of a stranger in a black SUV, his arm wrapped around me as he whispered, "Play along, I'll protect you," and yeah, that actually happened. Marcus has this way of making crazy look reasonable, you know what I mean? Poofed. Voice, babe. I just want to talk. And then a punch in the wall, 2 inches from your head, a hand on your wrist, a little too tight, a shove you end up apologizing for. So when I saw him that night, all casual on my hood, my body went straight back to every bruise. "You really think you can disappear?" he said, sliding off the car. "Change your number, get the cops involved, move to this dump." That's cute. Get in. We're going home. Home meant silence and broken plates. I looked around. No staff, no witnesses, back door locked. And that's when I saw it, a black SUV idling alone under a flickering light engine running driver's face lit by his phone. I didn't think. I ran. Shoes slapping asphalt, Marcus shouting not to make a scene, my hands fumbling, and somehow the passenger door on that SUV wasn't locked, so I yanked it open and threw myself inside straight into the driver's lap. His phone hit the floor. My fingers clawed at his jacket. "Please," I gasped, "my ex, he's violent, he's coming, please help me." He could have shoved me out. Instead, he looked at me once, then over my shoulder, and something in his eyes went hard. One arm slid around my waist, pulling me against him like we belonged there. The other hand went to the wheel and he leaned in low. "Play along. I've got you." Marcus reached the door, teeth clenched. "Bella, get out of his car, now." The stranger turned his head slow, not rattled at all. "You're interrupting my night with my girlfriend," he said, tightening his arm on my waist. Marcus snapped. "She's lying. That's my girl." And the word "my" hit me like a slap, enough that I flinched into this stranger's chest. He felt it. His voice dropped. "Here's what I see," he said. "A woman who ran from you to me. You've got 3 seconds to walk away before I call the police, and they tend to pick up when I dial." Marcus tried to stare him down, talking big, promising it wasn't over. But when the stranger started counting, 1, 2, Marcus stepped back, still spewing threats, and the door shut on his voice. We rolled out of there. The second the lot disappeared behind us, my body fell apart. "I'm sorry," I sobbed. "I didn't know what else to do. He doesn't care about the order. I just jumped into your car like a crazy person." "Hey," the stranger said, guiding us into a bright gas station. "Don't apologize for surviving. It short-circuited me." Under the harsh lights, he looked like someone who didn't normally get dragged into parking lot dramas. Late 20s or so. Good shirt, expensive watch, clean, steady. "I'm Mason," he said. "You hurt, I'm Bella." That was Marcus. Restraining order, 0 respect. You living alone. "Top floor 3 locks, nosy neighbor," I said. "I'll manage." He shook his head. Alone and safe are not the same thing. But he still drove me home, parked where Marcus couldn't see, waited until my door closed. Before I got out, he wrote on the back of a sleek black card, "My personal number. If he shows up again, call me the 911. I can actually move things." Why, I asked. He hesitated. Because my sister once needed someone to believe her, and nobody did until it was almost too late. I'm not repeating that. I went upstairs telling myself I'd never use it. The next morning, he texted first. "This is Mason. You good?" Nobody had ever checked like that. I told him I'd called in sick, scared Marcus would be waiting by the dumpsters. He said, "Meet me public at 2. I have a real way out. Your choice." At the cafe, he was there in jeans and a jacket, less perfect, more human. "I own hotels and restaurants," he said, like he was admitting he owned a dog. "One of them needs someone like you. I called your manager. He said you're the only closer he trusts. Better pay real security. I also have an empty unit in a secure building. Cameras staff on-site manager who doesn't sleep through alarms. You'd pay rent from your paycheck. This is not charity." I stared at him. "Feels like being rescued." "No," he said. "Feels like me not letting a violent idiot use my parking lots. You still do the work." Then he brought in Nadia, head of security, crisp suit, calm eyes. She laid it out. "If you agree, we log Marcus in all our systems. Any attempt to come near your job or building, we flag document, call the cops. You're not dramatic. Men like him survive on women thinking they are." That line broke something in me in the best way. I said yes. The new apartment had solid walls and a manager named Don who said, "If that guy shows, you'll hear sirens, not knocking." The hotel restaurant had a chef who taught, or instead of screamed co-workers who watched each other's backs. Mason checked in without hovering. Quick texts, bad jokes. "You eat yet more than you owe me." We started talking like real people. One night he invited me over, burned half the dinner owned. It made me laugh until my ribs hurt. He told me about losing his parents, raising his sister, grinding his way up. I told him about my grandma's recipes, my stupid dream of a cafe where people like me didn't have to stare at the door all night. "You don't owe me anything," he said as we washed dishes. "I'm not buying you. I'm just tired of watching bad men win." For a minute, life leveled out. Therapy kicked in. I stopped jumping at every deep voice. I started to like who I was with him. Not a victim. Not a project. Just Bella. Then the twist hit. Packed Friday conference crowd. I look up and Marcus is at the host stand in a suit that's trying too hard, eyes scanning until they hook into mine. His lips shape "found you." My stomach drops, but my feet move, straight into the kitchen like Nadia trained me. "He's here," I tell Chef. No debate. Through the little window, I see Mason walk out from the lobby, tie loosened, Nadia at his side, security flanking. Marcus tries, "I just want to talk to her," like we haven't heard that script. Mason doesn't raise his voice. She doesn't. "You're violating a court order in my hotel. Walk out now or you leave in cuffs." Marcus makes the wrong choice. Seconds later, he's face down, screaming that I did this to him as guests watch and cameras roll. I'm shaking in the staff room while Bridget holds my hand and Nadia guards the door. That night, Mason drives me home, offers to stay on the couch, so I'm not alone. Around 2 a.m., when the shadows get loud, I come out. He just lifts the blanket, no questions. I curl in, heart pounding like that first night in the SUV. "You're safe," he says quietly. "Nothing touches you without going through me and about 5 other people who like me more than him." In the dark, I whisper, "I think I'm falling for you," hating how raw it sounds. He exhales, squeezes my shoulder. "Good. We'll go at your pace." Months later, after lawyers and hearings and Marcus out on bail with more rules, I come home from scouting a little empty storefront Mason swears could be my cafe someday. I park in my secure garage, step out, And here, nice upgrade. He treating you good with my karma money. Marcus steps from the shadows, thinner eyes, wrong ankle monitor blinking. My thumb hits the emergency shortcut. You're not supposed to be here, I say, backing toward open space. You're breaking the order. You ruined my life, he spits, closing in. You owe me. When I say no, he grabs my arm, that old iron grip, and this time my body goes the other way. Twist, drop, peel his thumb. Don't touch me loud enough to shake concrete. He lunges again, and the elevator opens. 2 cops. Nadia, Don, Mason. 1 second Marcus is dragging at me, the next he's on the hood of someone's car in cuffs while Don holds up his phone like a trophy. All on camera, man. I'm pressed against Mason's side, shaking, but I'm also done. Trial. Evidence. Old reports, hotel footage, garage footage, every threat. Guilty on stalking, violation, assault. Real time. People online slap some title on it like Billionaire saves waitress from Psycho X. Like I didn't drag myself into that car, into therapy, into that courtroom. Mason keeps telling anyone who asks she saved herself. I just had resources. That's the man I marry later. No fireworks. Just him in our kitchen saying, I don't want a future that doesn't have you in it. And me saying yes with my whole chest. With his partnership, not ownership, I open New Dawn Cafe, a warm little place built on my grandma's recipes, where we train and hire women climbing out of their own hells. We work with shelters. We give references when nobody else will. I watch girls who showed up shaking learn how to hold a tray steady and sign their own leases. One day I get a letter from Marcus in prison. Real apology, no blame therapy talk, hoping I'm happy. I read it once and drop it in the trash. Mason just nods. You don't owe your peace to his progress. And that's what I want to throw in your lap. If Mason had been broke in a rusty pickup, but did the exact same things, opened the door, believed me, stood up, called in favors he didn't really have, would you still call him a hero, or do we only trust the guy in the suit? If Marcus really is changing, am I wrong for never wanting to see his face again? Or do victims get to choose distance without being labeled bitter? If a terrified woman climbed into your car tonight begging for help, are you the one who locks the doors and looks away? Or the one who takes a breath and says, play along. I've got you. Tell me in the comments where you stand on all of that. Protection versus control, second chances versus consequences, gold digger versus survivor. Tell me what you've seen in real life, because someone watching this at 2 a.m. needs to hear that running toward help is strength. Accepting real support is not a scam, and nobody on this planet has earned the right to make you feel unsafe just because they once called you theirs.